Yeah, now that the regular season's over, it's been, having a short moment to reflect. It's pretty cool what the girls were able to accomplish in year one, a brand new group altogether, 18 freshmen. I really feel like we got better every weekend. And I think that was the ultimate goal going in. And to put ourselves in a position in playoffs to host the first round of quarterfinals, to be where we're at, so proud of the group. I think the big being tied with Franklin Pierce there for third and having that head-to-head matchup when I was gone over in Sweden and what the staff did and the team did in that situation, it's pretty cool to see it all pay off. But all in all, an amazing year, a lot of growth, and happy where we're at. Yeah, if I were to pick a few defining moments, I think it's tough to put your finger on it. I think we had a really competitive month in November that maybe didn't pan out in terms of our wins and our points, but I really felt I loved the way that the group just stayed in the moment. We didn't get caught up with whether it was a losing streak or the outcome. We just got better, and I think after we came out of that little slump, we really had a cool had a cool few weekends against some meta-conference opponents to see that we were able to play at that level. And I think that gave us some confidence going into the break and really hit our stride in the back half, and to see that maturity and growth. Cool to see what the team did while I was gone, like we mentioned over in Sweden, and just really excited to get into the postseason. Yeah, looking back to our first two big out-of-conference opponents with UConn and Brown, it's I think in the moment you're just trying to prepare, but really, really cool nonetheless to play that quality of teams and who are well coached and just veteran opponents that really pushed us to get better. I mean, for UConn to be our first weekend, we got our feet wet. I think with this young group, they've really felt that first game is tough to get a sense of what the other team is where they're at. But I think it's just forced us to grow and to be able to go into OT with UConn on day 2 and to get a tie with Brown. I think just really made the girls feel like they're Division I athletes, that they should be here, that this team has promise, and those are really, really cool weekends to be a part of. Really cool for Alexis. I think her points speak for themselves, but what I really, really think is cool about the regular season and what Alexis has done is the style of play. If you watch her play, it's her grit, it's her stick lifts, it's her zero hesitation in wanting that puck and wanting to be a competitor, and it leads to those offensive opportunities. And her obviously ability to finish is what we knew was there with her shot. But I think what she brings every day with that compete, that grit, and wanting the puck, it's hard to teach that, and it's really paid off for her, and it's really helped our program. Yeah, it's interesting when you look at our matchup with Post. We played them really early on. It was our first regular season win and our first in-conference opponent. And to see us going out to them and getting a couple road wins recently here, and to see how that team's grown and how, first-year coach with Gretchen there, what she's been able to do with the program is really exciting. They're competitors, and we know that they're going to give us good games here, and we got to be ready to go. They're well coached. They work hard. They play physical, so excited for where we're at, and hopefully we'll have some success down the stretch. Yeah, that's a great question. I think going into playoffs, especially with a young group, how you manage those emotions and how you manage that preparation is important. And to be honest, I think it started for us a while back. We've really been focusing on what are the controllables for us? What are things that are going to make our environment and our group sustainable against being up a goal, being down a goal, hitting adversity, right? Like you said, it's a brand new season, and you got to get those 2 wins to get out of this round. So I think what we've been really taking pride in is our professionalism, how we communicate with each other on the bench, how we respond to goals against, how we respond to getting a goal, and having that sustainable approach to a game itself and every shift. And that's something that we've really, really honed in on, and hoping that we can just have that confidence in our preparation as we go into this weekend. Yeah, I've been telling the girls, it's constantly being said we're a young team, but I had to remind them too that this is my first year as a head coach, and we're all learning together. And I'm not having a lot of time to reflect on the year, but I'm just so grateful for this community, our extended staff, our coaching staff, and that the girls have bought in, and it's made my life easy. I've made mistakes, I've learned from them, we've grown together, and it's been a really awesome first year. And I think having the playing experience that I have, playing in some high pressure games and coaching in them, you pull from all of it and you just try to put your best foot forward. I think the biggest thing it helps for me is just being calm, knowing that we have a game plan, that we're ready, we're prepared, and to just take it, one game at a time. Yeah, our coaching staff has been such a pleasure to work with. I like to think that first and foremost, they're all so competent and they bring so much to the table as coaches, but I think first and foremost as people. I think building a staff was something I was so excited about because we need to create the culture that we want from our girls. And it takes time, even though I had Megan in mind from the get-go and Lauren came in, really smooth and added a lot to the table, and then Sebastian. I think sometimes you can lose sight of investing in those relationships. And I like to think that we've continuously grown as a group and cherished each other and the time we've spent together. And I like to think as much as we are proud and feel good about our team's culture and where we're at, I feel really good about our coaching staff and where we're at going into the postseason. Yeah, I think it's tough to look past this weekend, but there is a plan in place. And that's what I hope that, we've been mentioning to the girls all year is that we have a plan in place. I joke with them, we're going into phase 5. And I hope that has them be able to just take it one game at a time, knowing that there will be a plan next week, if we move on and that is all ready to go. And my hope is that allows them to be in the moment and play one game at a time. But we'll just take it one weekend and we'll go from there. It's really exciting, and to be honest, taking this job and knowing that was on the horizon was a big part of it. Knowing that we have a path to the national tournament is huge and huge for the growth of our game. But in reflection, this is the first year that NEWHA has the automatic bid. So, it's exciting for every team, and it's a first for every team. So even though we're a first-year program, it's an exciting opportunity on the horizon for every team in NEWHA, with it being the first year. So I think there will be a little bit of added stress and excitement around our tournament, but really, really exciting for the game, and I think just an ultimate benefit for the growth and opportunity for us. Yeah, it's interesting, right? You go back and forth and you have some out-of-conference games and I mean, you look at your LIUs and your St. Anselms and, right through, they've been competitive. And we've seen a lot of, upsets, if you will, down the stretch with lower seeds, getting some wins. So I think it just goes to show just the growth of the game, and that even though our league's a bit newer and a lot of our schools are growing and transitioning to the Division I level, I think it shows a lot of promise. It's a lot of fun to play every team in our league, and hopeful moving forward for our league and, continuing to grow. Really excited just to see, how the girls show up. I really feel like we've prepared as much as we can. I'm excited to see them on the big stage and in an opportunity that they've earned, and just to get to see them play, it will be really exciting.